Hey, Peter Conti here, co-author of Commercial Real Estate Investing for Dummies, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to wholesale commercial properties. This is an awesome way to get started investing in commercial real estate, especially if you don't have a lot of cash or credit, which is the situation I was in when I first started investing 30 years ago. I was working as an auto mechanic. I had $1,500 in the bank and I was scared to death. So my goal is to show you how to put these deals together so you can get out there and change your life big time without having to go through the scary part of doing it on your own like I did back then. Step one in wholesaling commercial property is to find what I call a lazy landlord. Lazy landlords are people who've owned their properties for such a long time that they just don't care as much as they did. I mean, think about it. If someone's owned a property for 20, 25 years, chances are good they may have other properties. They're older in age or at a point in their life where they probably have enough money to get by. They're not really worried about getting every single last dollar out of the property. And sometimes these people will let their properties just kind of deteriorate a little bit. They don't stay up on top of the maintenance. One of the things that we look for is properties where they have not raised the rents. Why wouldn't someone raise the rents? Well, some people don't raise the rents because they don't want their tenants moving out. They don't want turnover. They don't want the trouble and the hassle of doing it, whether they're managing the property or having a property manager do it. From their standpoint, it's easier just to keep the same tenants in there, even though the market rates have gotten up over the rents of the property over time. And that's a great thing, as you'll see here in just a moment. Number two, you're going to put together with the lazy landlord, you're going to put together creative terms. The one that I like the most is the Commercial Master Lease. Now, when we put these deals together, we use a Commercial Master Lease, we use owner carry financing, we buy leaving the existing financing in place. There's a couple of other methods that we use, but my all-time favorite is a Commercial Master Lease. And the reason that a Commercial Master Lease works so well on a deal like this is with the right property where the rents are maybe below market, there's deferred maintenance, maybe the vacancy has crept up above what it really should be. The property really isn't worth what it could be. And the property owners oftentimes realize this. I mean, they use the same formulas that we do to analyze and value properties, right? So they get the deal. When you put a deal together like this, there's a big advantage for someone who owns the property to do a Commercial Master Lease. If you structure the Commercial Master Lease where you wait to take title until they pass on, till they die someday, there's a huge tax savings for them. I'm not a tax expert. I'm not going to get into exactly how it works now. But in most cases, the property owners can save hundreds of thousands of dollars in taxes by selling on a Commercial Master Lease rather than selling conventionally. You put a Commercial Master Lease deal in place. What that is you come in, you agree to pay the property owner a monthly payment. How do we come up with that payment? A lot of times it's as simple as looking at the previous couple of years. If they've been running the property poorly, the cash flow is not nearly what it could be. So most of the time, it's not a hard negotiation. We go in, say, look, you've been getting X amount of dollars on average each month over the past 2 years. We'll pay you that same amount of money each month. So you agree on the payment. The second thing you agree on is the term. How long of a time period are you going to lease the property before your option expires, before you need to take title for the property? We like to get longer periods of time. The longer a period of time, the safer the deal is, and most likely the more money that you're going to make. Generally, we like to see at least 5 or 6 years, sometimes more, 8, 10 years. I've put deals together with 25-year terms before. So you have a payment, you have a length of time, and then you have the purchase price. The purchase price, the cool thing about this is you don't have to fight them tooth and nail. That's the big mistake that people make if they think that they can go out and just find a property that's in perfect condition. Everything's all fixed up. It could be sold, as a retail property, and they think that they're going to beat up that property owner on price and get them down low enough so that they can wholesale that deal off to another buyer. It's incredibly difficult to do, if not downright impossible, which is why doing this way is absolutely the way to go. I've been investing for myself for 30 years. I've taught people for 25 years across the entire country, and I've helped thousands of people to transform their lives into becoming full-time commercial real estate investors. And I know that I can help you do it too. So you put together a commercial master lease deal. Again, that's agreeing on a payment, a term, and an option price. You have the right to buy the property at any point in time during that term. The third step is, remember we said with the lazy landlord, they kept the rents low, they've probably had some deferred maintenance, there's some issues with the property, it's not generating the income that it could be. During the pro forma step, what you do is you put together a statement showing once the rents are up to market rate, once you add things like coin laundry, once you take the parking that's available and some of it's under carports and you charge an extra $50 a month for the ones that are under carports, once you take the big huge dumpster that everyone up and down the alley is using from all the other apartment buildings because it's the biggest dumpster in the area, and get a small dumpster but have them come by and pick it up twice a week, your trash bill goes down. When your trash bill goes down, guess what? Your net operating income goes up. There's actually 8 different profit activators that we apply to properties once we get them under contract. And what you do is you print out a nice clean statement showing here's what the property looks like now. Once the rents are up, once this other income comes in, here's what the property would be worth. You don't have to actually go out and put in the coin laundry. You don't have to even raise the rents or do any of the work. That's the cool thing about wholesaling commercial properties. You get the property under contract, then you show the investor, here's what you've got. You've got a property that's got tremendous value above the option price. Make sense? Then you take step number 4, and that's the fun part. Use a simple assignment contract to sign your interest in the commercial master lease agreement to another investor who pays you a nice chunk of change for a deal where they can get in without making a big down payment. They don't have to go out and qualify for a new mortgage, which right now in today's uncertain times is very difficult to do. The lenders are not lending hardly at all right now on commercial properties. It's a tremendous opportunity for them. They give you a nice chunk of change. The least we accept on a wholesale commercial deal is $25,000. It's not worth our time for doing anything less than that. Now, if it's a nice deal, good property, decent property in a good location, you want to keep it, can you do that? Absolutely. You could bring an investor in, and rather than just taking a fee and giving them the entire deal, you could have them give you a nice size fee in exchange for some equity in the deal. Even if you had to give them half of the deal, wouldn't that be a great deal to make a chunk of money up front and own this property? It's awesome. It's awesome. So those are the 4 steps to wholesaling commercial property. Number 1, finding a lazy landlord. Number 2, putting creative terms in place. Number 3, using a pro forma statement to show the upside potential of all the things that could be done to increase the net operating income of the property, which makes it worth a lot more. And step number 4, using a simple assignment contract to get a nice chunk of change up front. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. To find out more about commercial lease options, click the link now. I'm Peter Conti. I'm the co-author of Commercial Real Estate Investing for Dummies, and I've been investing in commercial real estate for 30 years. My mission is to encourage you to get out there and discover and use all of your God-given talents and abilities. Are you ready to start living the life of your dreams? Then click the link now to find out more.